Hello, I'm Whisper. This is Dyson Sphere Program. Yeah, it has been a long time. I have been very busy. And I have kind of lost track of where I was. However, I have decided I will do a sandbox one this time. And what we will look at is going to be these. And then I suppose we might even go on to... Where are we? Oh, quantum's right underneath. Derp. Okay, so ordinary processors, then quantum. And we'll just see if we can make them simple. Along the style of you don't need to have no exact ratios and such like. Because we don't. Who cares about ratios? The game tells us. So what we'll start with here. Let's just see. Alright, I want to be getting to this point. We will use the dark fog toys. Not that, well, yeah, not that we really need much. Actually, no, we're not going to go from nothing. We will assume that we already have the basics sitting on the network. So we will just use file sorters, obviously. Let's have a few more conveyor belts. What else can... We will use our dark fog toys there. And that should be sweet. Alright. Some people I have basically seen have a bit of trouble with these. They get a bit annoyed with them. And I can understand why. Because they are a bit of a pain in the butt. So, actually, we will start off as if we were using these. We'll assume we've only got Mark 2s, because that's when we'll sort of start, Mark 1s and Mark 2s. So what we'll do is we will assume that we have Mark 2s, and the items we need, okay. So, to make 1 a second, we need 3 Mark 2s. Just me, I am out of practice. Here's the Mark 2s. So we'll just say we need 3 Mark 2s. These are going to be our processors. Whoops. 2 months of not playing. Yes, I am out of practice. That happens. So, what do they need? For 1 a second, they need 2 circuits a second. And every second we make 2 in a single thing, so we'll just make 2. There we are. And then the next items we need are microcrystalline. And we need 2 of those a second. Now these things are a pain in the butt. They take 2 seconds each to make. So that means we need 2, but we need 2 Mark 2 assemblers to make 1 a second. We need 2 a second, so that's 4. So, hit the right buttons. Like I say, very out of practice. 4 of these, making microcrystalline. And that's us. Actually, relatively simple. So what we would do, this one's kind of the speedy Kinzali, so what we'll do is we will have, let's just say we'll come in at the bottom. And outputs will be at the top. And we'll just say this comes along here. And the final output will be here. Now we'll just muck around, we'll chuck that there. It's inputs for there. So this will be microcrystalline. Let's have iron here. Why the heck not? We may as well have copper. And silicon. Oops. Neat. Thank you. What am I doing here? Oh, F7. There we are. Like I say, our practice. Now these need this and this. 1, 2. A second. There we are. This one will be electronics. And with the iron and copper. Now with that. And these, it's just bring them in, put them out. End of story, morning glory. 1 a second. Pretty easy. Don't think I really need to even show that one particularly. So let's look here. Now those require 2 of them. So actually what we'll do is we will double the length of this. Let's just be very sloppy. That will make that. We'll just pull in a whole bunch here. Probably too long, but hey. We'll get it to the point where it will make 2 per second. Now, I'm going to zap that one. Oh, why did I take that? We still want those. So that lot makes 1 a second. Oops. Need a little bit more there. And that makes what and 4 is 8 or 2 per second, 4 per second. We're getting 4 a second of them, we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4 a second of them, and we're getting 1, 2 a second of them. And we'll just trim off all the end bits. We'll leave it that for now. What I will do is put down that just to say, yep, what we're getting. Alright, now the next bit, that makes that part. This is the part that we all love to hate. It is honestly a pain in the butt. So what we have currently are these 3 items, basic items, and let's put down these. It takes 6 seconds to make 1, so we need 6 mark 1s to make 1 a second. 6. And we'll take the output up here because quantum chips, quantum chips, quantum chips. Yes, thank you. What am I doing here? Alright, we will say basically that we will bring in these mongrels. Sorry, not those mongrels, these mongrels on this belt. So we'll just mark it. Well, we'll mark it there. Where are we? Here we are, plane filters. And we'll mark that as being our quantum chips. So now we just need to make our plane filters. So we need 2 a second. Already got 2 of them, 2 of these. This is why they're a pain in the bum. They take 12 seconds per to make, or 12 machines per, which people really hate, and honestly I do not blame them in the slightest, because that sucks. Alright, so mark ones again. Oops. You should not be doing that. Clear that out. We'll just say... Actually, no, we'll probably bring it in along here. Right. Let's say this is the rightmost one that we'll be able to put. And we'll move it up one, so as to not look too sloppy. And we'll say... we are making these. Now let's go 12. 12. This is why they're a bit of a mongrel. Just takes a lot. But you'll see in a minute they're actually a bit more of a mongrel than I'm saying. And you'll see why. So, that 12 makes 1 a second, but for quantum we need 2 a second. Which is slightly painful. So we'll just say that we're going to bring the inputs here. And the inputs for these are titanium glass and Casimir crystals. We'll just say we get titanium glass. It's pretty easy to make, there's no need to get too cute. So what we'll do is we will pull in why don't I do that? That is plenty. And this one will be our Casimir crystals. That's half the ones we want. So what we have to do is double the mongrels up. So that's about along here. We don't even need to go that far. Just chuck them there. And then in, and out. There we are. In fact, I could probably move that down. No, it looks like everything's powered, so we're good there. So that's 24. Sadly, 24 to make 2 a second. And the only other one is Casimir Crystals, which, what do we need? We only need 1 per, so we need 2 a second. And they only take 4 seconds each to make, so that's just 8. Very, very simple those. What we'll do, it isn't even that big, to be honest. We'll just sort of take it around here and say, hey, that will be where they go. Eight of them. When you Casimir. Oh yeah, they are a little bit mucky, but not horribly so. So what we do is we throw the hydrogen in the closest one. Let's just double check. Could do that one, but personally I don't see much point. If it was 1 or 2, yeah, sure. But 8, forget it. Just make these, they're easy to make. Alright, so here, well, let's chuck in these. Then we go in. This one we will make the hydrogen, because that's just closest. What did I say, deuterium? Hydrogen. You're a bit of a pig, but hey. It is not really that bad. We'll have that as being relatively expensive, and that will be really, really cheap. Now, I'm not too worried. If we're making 2, we only need 24 hydrogen a second. That's pretty easy for a mini gas giant. Who cares? And we'll just charge them all up. We definitely don't need this big. And here we should just put on the appropriate items, and that one goes there. Plain filters. Fairly simple stuff. What we'll do is we may as well just test this. So let's throw in a PLS. Am I? Oops, wrong button. That's the one. You should be quantum chips by the time you're done. We won't go crazy and save any of this. Or actually we could, I mean heck. We fill up on quantum chips, should we? Yeah, we will. It's not crazy to do this. It's just being a little bit sensible. So we can max out them. We'll max out them. We're just assuming. Put them to whatever you want. And occasionally things need that, so we'll do that. I'll just max that out. just for a sample. So we've got that, we've got that. That will make quantum chips. Any leftovers will go down there. Alright, let's do another PLS. We will simply assume that this one, let's move it there. Don't need that. We just have, what is it? Iron, copper, and silicon plate. Just raw resources, so we'll just go, yeah, whatever. We can, if we want, just fire this up and make sure that it runs as it should. So here we go. It ought to blat everything out that it needs. Okay, we've got our first processors. These will pick up, but they can't get these yet because they're not running. So once they've all filled up with their 4-rod processors, yep, it'll just spill into here and we'll get the leftover. Alright, now this one. We will use an ILS for this. Is there going to be enough? Is there going to be enough space? That's an interesting question. The trouble with ILSs is that they are a little bit of a pig. Oh no, there is space, which, given this ad hoc garbage, is pretty amazing. Right, we will have titanium glass there. Hydrogen, of course, which will be coming in from a gas giant. Where are we? We'll just leave it as is, but make sure we've got orbital collector on that. What are the two other things? Titanium crystal. And you just say, yeah, whatever, that's plenty. And this would, not that. Graphene. That would come in remotely. This could be locally made, Technically this could be locally made, but bringing it from remote. We just have more there simply because, hey, doesn't matter. Alright, so hydrogen would come here. Nope, come on here, stop being a pig. Graphene, and we need titanium glass there. Essentially we're treating graphene as a raw resource because we can just get it from fire ice. Technically we can also get the graphene and the hydrogen from fire ice, so that just makes this a bit of a no-brainer to sort of top up if we were doing a pretty decent build for it. Actually, I should throw down and see just how many of these we're making a second. Give me a moment. That's not what I want. Very much out of practice with Dyson Sphere Program. Anything really. Cycle. Limit. Target flow. Doesn't matter. Greater than or equal to 0. And that will tell us how many we have. Should get up to 120, which would be 2 a second. And of course, putting the dark fog toys would reduce everything down to about a third of this size, roughly. We'll just wait a minute. Here I am jumping all over the place. Come on, you. Hasn't done a 1 minute yet. Almost there though. There we are. To a second. 120 a minute. Okay. Let's get started. Casimir Crystals. First one in this Sandbox. And I should be... oh dear. Can I do that? Yep. And now I'll put that there and we'll just see how many of these we get. And there's our first quantum chip in this Sandbox. May as well put that there. Now, cross fingers, we should get 2 per second. Oh. That's interesting. We might be a little bit short. If I stuffed up the Casimir crystals, I might have. Let's see. Oh, I have. Duh. Only put 8 down. I should have put 12. Pretty sure. Plain filter. 1 a second is 4. No, 8 should have done it. They're definitely getting all the stuff they need. Oh, I see. These have just grabbed onto them first. Now it's getting down to the end of the line, pretty much. Just needs to saturate a bit. That is a bit slow. The reason it's a bit slow is because this hadn't saturated. This will be the same. Yep, getting up close to 120. Yep. Saturation helps. Technically we're doing just in time for all of this, which is kind of funny. Processors, no overflow left because it's all being consumed. Are we at 120? We are. Are we at 60? Almost. Once there we are. So there we are. It seems complicated until you sort of break it down into the little steps. Just import some stuff. You don't. Well, technically we could turn around and do the whole shebang as a start to finish. I'm not sure I can really be bothered with making that level of effort for something like this. But hey, you do you. Hope this was educational, just how to do some of the what some people seem to find the most awkward things. This is pretty. This is honestly the most awkward part of quantum chips. It's so big. But even so, it's, as you can see, it's not that hard. Not that hard at all. Technically, I suppose we could probably go all the way from there and just go burp down to here. It would then be one line. Let's see. That's 12. Let's just copy all this. See how many. That's 22, not 24. Oh well. There goes that theory. It'd still be a little bit longer than that whole stream there. Alright, I'm Whisper, this is Dyson Sphere Program. Enjoy, and I hope the audio's come out alright. OBS Studio just basically updated and that tends to mess up all the audio. We will see. Cheers.